You may be seated.
Hello, I'm Jason Davis, Senior Class President, and I'm just here to say thank you for being here, and I officially welcome you all to Montgomery Central High's graduating class of 2002. I extend a very special greeting to all faculty and teachers, school administrators, members of the board, Dr. Husk, and to the countless family members and friends of the students being honored here today, without whom none of this would be possible. This is truly a glorious event. Now I just have a few opening remarks I'd like to share with this graduating class of 2002. It's entitled Feet in the Clouds. The age-old saying of "you've got your head in the clouds" has always carried with it a negative connotation. If we're told that we have our head in the clouds, typically someone is labeling us as a dreamer and suggesting that we are drifting away without keeping our feet planted firmly on the ground, that we are mulling over fantastical ideas of disillusionment and losing our solid grasp of reality. I truly feel pity for the one who would intend or force these thoughts upon us, because that very person has already lost one of the fundamental principles that compose human beings, the capacity to dream. As this year's graduating class, we dream of college acceptances, careers in the workforce, and promising futures. I propose that we take our feet from the ground and plant them in the clouds, and from there we can only rise higher. Let us exceed expectations. This generation has the ability to do so much for the world. Let us break the barriers and allow nothing to hold us back. Let us dream and make those dreams our reality. If one person is said to be able to change another's life, then look at ourselves and see what tremendous task we can accomplish together. I've always been, and I really hate to admit it, a believer that the hostilities and wrongdoings of the earth have seized control, and the shining, benevolent spots seem to fade away with that ever-present horizon of darkness. This theory of mine, I realize, though, is pretty much meaningless, because a single person, one soul, one life, can cast away any darkness, and with the example of one, others will surely follow. So once again, I propose to this class one goal, one achievement. We are reaching a point in our lives, a stage of adulthood in which the choices we make will affect the lives we lead. With that added pressure, I ask of us to shine. Let us burn brightly for the world. Let us rise higher than ever expected, with our feet in the clouds and our head among the stars. Thank you.
Got a craving for pizza? How about stromboli or any other tempting sandwiches and appetizers? We have great lunch specials every day and spaghetti specials every Tuesday. Pizza Roma has all this plus the best pizza around. Call Pizza Roma at 886-9496 to have hot, delicious food delivered right to your door.
In June, buy one pizza at regular price, get the second pizza of equal or lesser value, half price.
You'll love the aroma at Pizza Roma.
Cooking outside is an excellent way to control cooling costs. Heat produced by cooking inside adds additional load for your air conditioner and will add cost to your electric bill. Shading windows that are directly in the sun during the day can also help. Any additional heat that can be prevented or eliminated can reduce your costs. Contact the Clarksville Department of Electricity for more time and money-saving ideas.
I come from a rural community, and my mother was a factory worker, and my daddy was a farmer. They took so much pride in the work that they did. First things first, get my associates, keep my grades up, keep that pride that I finally gotten back. I want to keep that, and I'm going to finish. I'm here to stay. I'm in education. I'm so excited. So excited.
Avoid lines and closed classes. Enroll today. Hopkinsville Community College, changing lives.
This time, I would like to ask the faculty at Montgomery Central High School to stand, please, and for all of us to thank them for a job well done this year. Other guests we have, be seated. Other guests we have to my right, School Board Member Mr. Horace Murphy, School Board Member Mr. Warren Broomer, School Board Member Mrs. Eula Gardner Dowdy, Chairman of the Board Mr. Kent Griffey, School Board Chairman Mrs. Nita Groves Hill, School Board Member Mr. James Mann, our Director of Schools, Dr. Sandra Husk. To my left, Dr. B.J. Worthington, Chief Academic Officer. Guidance Counselors, Mr. Norman England, Mr. Ben Falls, Assistant Principal, Mrs. Julie Nicholson, Assistant Principal, Mr. Dave Starley, Mrs. Frances Richardson, Guidance Counselor, and my special invited guest for you students is Principal of Montgomery Central Middle, Mrs. Jonelle Waters. I would like to introduce to you our valedictorian, Katie Green, who will then be followed by salutatorian, Roman Hankins.
Before I begin today, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the faculty and most importantly the student body for allowing me the honor of being your student body president this past year. It has been a great honor and a great pleasure, and I thank you. Here we sit today, brought together in celebration of the culmination of many years of education, graduation. Is that a word you ever thought would apply to you? As an elementary school child, did you ever think that we would be the ones sitting here wearing these funny hats? Well, we've made it. And the accomplishment is one full of meaning and triumph, one we should cherish and never let slip our memory. But looking back, how did we come this far? What have we gained? What will we remember? And how have we changed? The road that led us here is one that will remain a part of us for all days to come. Each of the phases of our lives are the building blocks to who we are today. The first day of kindergarten, it was a combination of excitement, nerves, new backpacks, big hair bows, and your cool 64-count box of crayons that you were so very proud of. This was a big step in our lives. We were emerging into a new world outside our backyard or the babysitter's house. We made our first friends and had to learn to share, a painful experience for some. Our heart's content was set on playtime and a turn at the sandbox. I remember kindergarten vividly. I sat at the yellow pterodactyl table with Chris Jackson and Kimberly Kirby and often watched in awe and in disgust as the boy who sat next to me happily ate glue. If only we could stay connected to the simplicities in life as we were in elementary school, our lives would be much more enjoyable. We concentrated on worries of small trifles such as what to bring for show and tell or if we had enough money to get ice cream with our lunch. We lived for the coveted dodgeball and kickball games at recess and took immense glory from a first-place ribbon at field day. We could hardly wait to get to 4th grade, the time we'd finally be able to play the recorder, a top honor of the age. 5th grade came along and we evolved into the kings and queens of the school. Nothing could touch us and we thought we were invincible. What a pleasure it would be to regain the innocence and carefree nature we lived with then. The pride was short-lived, however, for we went from being the leaders of the school to being babies again upon entering middle school. We were forced to adjust to opening lockers, a challenge for most, in 6 classes instead of 1. Many came to realize that there was more to eat than just food from the lunch line. We could actually buy Hot Pockets and chips. We excitedly attended our first dances and began to become fully aware of the opposite sex, a fatal attraction. The guys dared to talk because of their squeaky voices, and the girls were always worried about why the guys weren't talking to them. For the athletes, the privilege of playing school sports was given them, and it was finally their time to shine. Middle school was a time in which we all came to know ourselves a little better, but that image was always altered just a bit in order to fit the style. We had to fit in, didn't we? It's funny how we let others decide who we were going to be and couldn't be satisfied with our ordinary selves. Hopefully, most of us have grown from that. Eighth grade brought us to yet another phase in our life, entrance into high school. We are asked to swallow our pride and become the pitifully picked on freshmen. We are lost in awe of the freedom. Yes, the freedom. We immediately immersed ourselves into the mainstream of school activities and were constantly busy. We participated in a total of 8 homecomings, and our class came to be known as the masters of float building. Compared to ours, other floats shrank in embarrassment. What was it with our class and overgrown toilets and monstrous mailboxes anyways? Our Sweet 16 finally rolled around, and we swamped the Department of Transportation on a quest to obtain that dreamed of license. Dating was now a real option, and the weekend took on a whole new meaning. We were coming into our own, and we were able to take a hold of our own life. Some of us fell in love, and still others had their hearts broken, but soon realized that life does go on. We filled our roles as leaders of the school, demanding respect and superiority, and successfully pulled off skip days and sly senior pranks. I actually believe there's still some Vaseline on a few of the doors and styrofoam cups in the trash cans. We served as great role models, didn't we? Proms were carefully planned for weeks until the big night. Many of us played in hundreds of games, excelling more each year. Proud parents watched on as their child made that goal or hit that home run or even crossed that finish line, claiming they were definitely a chip off of the old block. But with tears in their eyes, as well as the tears in our own, they witnessed us struggle through our final games, whether in victory or defeat, and helped us let go of parts of our lives that had meant so much to us. Yes, high school was no doubt a major source of memories that we will forever treasure. It was a time in which we matured and learned responsibility. We came to the realization that our parents can't do everything for us. We became closer to our best friends and grew apart from those who we thought were our best friends. High school was a time of personal growth in which we eventually found our true self, the person that we chose to be and not the one that was transformed to be popular. We've experienced endless amounts and have changed and adjusted because of these experiences. It's the changes we've been through and the amount of knowledge we've obtained that are the benefits of these last 13 years of our life. Stop and think for just a moment. What have you personally gained from your years of education? How have you grown as a person, and who have you become? Well, one way we've all changed is the way we think about life. In elementary school, we were concerned with who had the coolest new toy or the latest light-up LA gears. Admit it or not, guys, you're proud of your Batman undies, and girls, you like the ones with the days of the week printed on them. Now we worry if our hair is cut right, if our jeans are faded in a stylish manner, or about who likes whom. Elementary school was so much easier on us all. Today, we're bombarded with tests, college applications, and decisions. Life has become much more complicated, but this was to be expected, for we're about to adventure into the new world. The things we've learned along the way have helped prepare us for this transition. We've all come to understand that life is not always easy or fair. Unfortunately, things don't always go our way. It seems like I've heard my parents say that once or twice before. But our journey is to make the most of it. As we become older, we have realized that there are continually hard, life-changing decisions lying around every corner. Whether it be college decisions or where our next step will take us, these choices have become our own, and the burden of making them is attached to endless consequences. We should consider these consequences and determine what is best for us, for that should be our utmost priority. Face these decisions head on and be strong-willed enough to make them fit your dreams. We, as well as the rest of the world, changed on September 11th, 2001, a date that will live in infamy. As our idealistic views came tumbling down, we came to know that our secure and open-armed atmosphere wasn't as stable as we had thought. We wondered about the hearts of others and the mindset that had infiltrated their bodies. Our country as we once knew it was changing and pulled us along with it. Our faith was tested, and we performed soul searches to find out what we wanted in life and where and how we could regain stability. We all turned to each other, and most turned to God. In the midst of all the darkness, however, a light revealed that there was actually a brighter side to it all. We learned to appreciate each day for what it's worth. If I was asked what I hope we have all gained from our education, I would say that it's crucial that you come to know what you're worth. You all have more ability inside than you've ever dreamed, and it is your duty to utilize that ability. Believe in your possibilities and never sell yourself short. Let all that you have learned serve you well as you pursue new dreams and goals. Let all that you have achieved be a solid foundation upon which you can build a bright future. Beauty is found in which each individual makes themselves. That's not to say we ventured on this road alone, though. Personally, I found out, as many of you have, that my parents and family are my supporting backbone, always there to offer a hand or guidance. They have backed me in any endeavor I've ever taken on and have pushed me to my utmost capabilities. I couldn't have asked for more than the endless amounts of love they have poured on me. However, we must also all stand alone, and that's what they prepared us for. They've experienced the world and life itself and only want to steer us away from unnecessary hardships. Believe it or not, they probably do know a little bit more about life than what we give them credit for. Embrace their offer and take advantage of their love for you. Guidance also stems from God, who is ever present and waiting to come into your life and show you the way. He will always be looking over your shoulder and holding your hand if you'll only let him. As we leave here today, who knows where our lives will take us or when we will see each other again. This is the last time our whole class will be together, for our different paths will lead us in opposite directions, some even to different states. Sadly, we won't all make it back to our first reunion. Whatever direction you may go in, though, always strive for the best and never let yourself down. Graduation is a time to dream dreams and shoot for the stars. Hold fast to your dreams as you climb the heights of success. Let no challenge or obstacle deter you from the destiny that calls to your soul. This is your time to fly. The endless sky is your domain. No goal is out of reach if you only set your heart to obtaining it. Just as we have evolved through different stages between elementary and middle and high school, today we will again evolve. We are the fresh products of education in the world. Don't let your education end here, though. Be open each day for a new piece of knowledge to absorb. Be a beacon of hope for others struggling to reach the place you proudly stand in today. For you now hold the power to motivate, to inspire, to encourage. No longer the student, you now have become the teacher. The world is an endless source of opportunity. American writer William Edward Du Bois once said, "Believe in life. Always human beings will live and progress to greater, broader, and fuller life." Take this statement as an incentive to do the same, living your life to the fullest. Take nothing for granted and appreciate everything, for you never know when those things you love most will be gone. Never forget where you've come from and what you've accomplished. Those memories and background compile your spirit. If you take anything with you from this in your past, take a recollection of memories past, a recognition of the good things in life, and a regard for each of our bright futures. You are the captain of your ship, the navigator of your destiny. Let your education guide you to greater seas of success and accomplishment as you set sail for the far horizon of your dreams. Let us leave here today with the notion to conquer all feats and soar in triumph and victory. Go out and represent the Montgomery Central graduating class of 2002 well, showing the world what we are capable of. Good luck and God bless. Thank you.
I'll make this one short. Hello, I'm Roman Hankins, salutatorian for the Montgomery Central High School class of 2002. To our families and distinguished guests, on behalf of the class, I'd like to thank you for your attendance at today's ceremonies. To my fellow graduates, I'd like to personally congratulate you on finally making it to this important milestone in your lives. For me, it feels like a distant memory of going to my first day of kindergarten and being thrilled at the novelty of a sandbox. Still, it's been a truly exciting journey to this point, and we've all been there for each other, fortunately. And especially in our high school careers, many of us today have had accomplishments to be quite proud of, especially in the senior class. Throughout my career, I've seen a perpetually competitive ladies basketball team, junior ROTC program, winning numerous competitions throughout my career. And in the senior year, we've had 3 of our wrestling team members go to state, Mr. Arrington, Mr. Baker, and Mr. Neblett. We've had our cheerleading squad be ranked 4th in the nation. And yesterday we had a new accomplishment in Miss Katie Green attaining the state championship in track. So I believe that's a round of applause there. And to all of you who have had major accomplishments throughout your school careers, you all have something very proud before you. But still, this is not about what we've been through or where we've come from. Everybody can see what we've come through together. The fun part is that vast expanse of potential that lies in front of us. Your past is complete. The future is yours to do with however you please. I, as well as many of you, will go to college as the next milestone in life. Others of you will join one of the branches of the armed services to protect our country and each individual's life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Still more of you will enter into the workforce to keep our nation running and worth fighting for. We all have an important mission in this world. We just have to choose the mission that we will accomplish. The only limits to your potential are your imagination and how far you are willing to push yourself to realize your dreams. And now for the advice section of the speech. Seeing as how we've all gone to Montgomery Central for various amounts of time, and many of us live so-called across the river, we have developed a close-knit sense of family to each other. It is this sense that we need to hold on to as we proceed in our lives. Move forward, but remember your heritage as well. At Central, we've always been deeply rooted in tradition. It seems like we have a tradition in everything. But these traditions and influences can keep you on your feet while you reach for the stars. And though some of these traditions may be taken from you, it is important to remember what each one means to you individually. If you ever get lost along the way in life, your extended family and your central intelligence will always be there to help you find your way. Also, remember breath mints, because you never know when you're going to meet an important dignitary after eating a supreme pizza. In other words, just make sure your first impression is a good one. The first impression is the lasting one, and it may help determine the path you take either in your career or your life. Furthermore, be able to bounce back quickly after any setback you may encounter. This will help tremendously with the first impression. I know that right now this may feel like the end of a large part of your life, but as you've heard quite a few times already, this is quite to the contrary. The first 18 years were great. It's the next 18 that scare me. Still, all good things and English class must come to an end. But as they say, and I'm sure we all wish we knew who they were, the end is simply the next beginning. And now I'll leave you with this. In the words of Scott Stapp, your life has just begun. Are you ready? Are you ready for the challenges that will come? I sure hope so. So to all of you, I wish to congratulate you. We've made it. And good luck in the future. Thank you.
The groundwork for your future. You have accomplished much, but an even greater destiny awaits you. You will find that as you finish one task, the next challenge will beckon. And just as I was called upon to assume the role of principal after the school year began, you will learn that some challenges are not sought, but are nonetheless presented to us and can prove invaluably rewarding. I could have shrunk from the opportunity that was confronted me, but as Shakespeare said, our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. Had I doubted my ability and not accepted the position, I would have missed out on growing as an individual and, most importantly, knowing you and working with such a fine senior class, a class that has welcomed me and assisted me throughout the year. I wish for you adventure and success, and that when you look to your horizon, as the great American novelist Zora Neale Hurston wrote, pull your horizon in like a great fish net. Pull it from around the waist of the world and drape it over your shoulders. Seniors, cast aside your doubts, claim your destiny, and create your best possible life. Good luck, 2002 seniors. I wish for the best for you in your future endeavors. Dr. Husk, by the powers invested me as principal of Montgomery Central High School, I declare that these students have met all academic requirements of the Clarksville-Montgomery County School Board and the state of Tennessee. I present to you the class of 2002.
Students, faculty, family, and friends, as director of the Clarksville-Montgomery County School System and representing the Board of Education, I accept the graduating class from Montgomery Central High School 2002. Congratulations.
Katie Marie Green. Roman Seth Hankins. Erika Anarde. Philip Andrew Arms. Daniel Ryan Armstrong. Matthew Stephen Arrington. Tim William Asbury III. Brittany Nicole Ashby III. Christy Marie Baggett. David Allen Bain. Aubrey Lynn Baker. Michael Victor Baker. Jennifer Beth Bender. Daniel Luke Bingaman. Gregory Andrew Birch. Bobby Ray Black. John Silas Boggs. Alex Joseph Boone. Bastian Dirk Borwick. Ashley Lynn Bradford. Jamal Vanar Brewer. Joshua Owen Bryant. Natalie K. Bumpus. Sarah Ann Bumpus. Mindy Joe Byard. Samantha Gail Byard. Courtney Lee Kane. Brandon Sean Cheek. Michael Eugene, excuse me, Shane Michael Cheek. Michael Eugene Chesser. Shireen Valerie Chesser. Bradley Ray Claggett. John Ernie Kleinert II. Chancellor Cole Collins. David Jared Cooper. Jamie Sean Cooper. James Dudley Cosgrove. Matthew Ryan Cross. Julie Marie Daniels. Alyssa Ashley Davis. Jason Richard Davis. April Marie Deem. Jody Renee DeFiore. Christian Shea Marie Disney. DeAndrea Shanice Dudley. Vanna Jo Ellerson. Brooke Lachelle Ellis. John Robert Earl Emery. Russell Lee Fisher. Michelle Lee Flake. Joel Chase Fryer. Sean Gregory Garcia. Victoria Lynn Garcia. Clayton Wade Greer. Jonathan Daniel Green. Megan Danielle Gregory. Corey Gunter. Janita Lee Hampton. Regina Diane Hampton. Lauren Renee Hanson. Sheena Nicole Hardy. Tiffany Marie Hayes. Stacy Lamar Helms. Darlene Michelle Harrington. Carrie Lane Herndon. Barbara Shell Hernandez. William Chadwick Hobick. Chance Houston Hodges. Patrick Kyle Hodges. Kimberly Rochelle Hoosier. Victoria Nicole Huff. Curtis Bryant Huggins. Christopher Donald Jackson. Joshua Adam Johnson. Kimberly Yvonne Johnson. Nicole Renee Jones. Ian Matthew Joseph. Jessica Lynn Jung. Christopher Martin Keel. Jason Dwayne Keeler. Adam Victor Kelly. Lori Beth Killebrew. Tony Earl Kinslow. Kimberly Ann Kirby. Candace Eileen Kirkland. Stephen Michael LaCroix. Jennifer Marie Ledford. Ho Lee. Thomas Wayne Lehman. Whitney Blake Lehman. Chad Michael Longworth. Natisha Marie Lyle. Joseph Glenn Martin. Tiger Olivia Mays. John Paul McCaslin. Jamie Fiona McCoy. Michael Brandon Butch McCurdy. Christopher Wayne McElroy. Shannon Lee McWhirter. James Robert Middleton. Shannon Lisette Medina. Kevin Shane Miller. Martha Elaine Morgan. Wade Hampton Morgan. Ben Rye Morrison. Matthew Scott Morrison. Pavel Natstoga. Blake Edward Neblett. Rebecca Joyce Neesmith. Ryan Andrew Nolan. April Marie Nolan. Sarah Elizabeth Nolte. Christian Danielle Otten. Tiffany Charlene Pace. Brandy Jean Pinnell. Christina Mae Parsons. Amanda Louise Pierce. Rodney Wayne Poling. Kelly Touchton Potter. Lissa Dawn Powers. Yana Prevnoeva. Cassiopeia Irene Prest. Eric Lawrence Provost. Joshua Lee Rao. Alicia K. Rayburn. Bonnie Lynn Rich. Brandon Scott Richardson. Brandy Scott Rinker. John William Robertson. Jose Roman. Tracy Lynn Schallenberger. John Tyler Schmidt. Travis Clinton Shaver. Brandon Scott Smith. Larry Edward Smith Jr. Matthew Stephen Spann. Heather Ann Spritz. Stephen Michael Stewart. Russell Dale Story. Brian Allen Straka. Jeffrey Michael Straka. Christopher Allen Sutton. William Blake Sykes. Lacey Elizabeth Taylor. Jamie Lynn True. Michelle Amanda Vertrees. Jeremy Wade Vick. Kathy Lynn Walker. Brian Stephen Wall. Jennifer Lee Waller. Shaquita Lynn Ward. Betty Rose Warren. Justin Herman Welch. Jennifer Lee Whitehead. Donald Allen Whittier Jr. Heather Lynn Williams. Jeffrey Allen Wright. Misty Ray Yarborough. Samuel Taylor Young.
Congratulations, graduates. Very, very proud of you. If you will please stand for the alma mater and remain standing until the recessional.
I will. Class of 2002, please turn your tassels.